Shalom and welcome to Mitzvah Torah. This show is entitled 5 Times When a Bar Mitzvah is Really a Bar Mitzvah. So it's fascinating. Bar Mitzvah, we celebrate. It's a whole big celebration at Simcha, and it should be. It's part of the yoke of Torah now. What greater zechut, privilege, and merit and responsibility than that? Not so simple. And when he's 13, if he does not have puberty, that hasn't reached puberty yet, it's called Shtei Sarot, he's not an Ish, he's not a Gadol. He's not really fully involved in the mitzvot yet. He can't read Pasha Zachor if that's his Bar Mitzvah Parsha. Only when he's older, he has a beard, and we know that he's already a Gadol. He's an Ish. So it goes on about Mitzvah 13. There's an assumption that he is a Gadol, and we let him be involved. He has to do personally all of the mitzvahs of the Torah, that's of course, but in terms of contributing to the tzibur, being part of the tzibur for rabbinic mitzvahs like Zimun and Baruch Hu, Kedusha, Kriyas Torah, there we let him join in. But a Doraita mitzvah, where he's being involved in tzibur Doraita level, no, he can't be an aid in the wedding. Can't read a Malek. Okay. But there are several mitzvot that he is involved in, that are Doraita mitzvot that he's involved in even at 13. So there's something unique that happens at 13. Just a few examples. There's certain cases the Rambam brings out Hilchot Shegagot, that he is with a shifcha. This 10-year-old is with a shifcha, charufa. She's a handmaid, and she's already married to someone, to the owner, and this 10-year-old is with her. And the Rambam says he brings a korban at 13. He doesn't mention 13 when he's an ish, a gadol. And the Saftas Penech says he doesn't use the normal term when he reaches to be an ish. Saftas Penech, Rosh says it could be once he reaches 13, because that's an assumption he has dat. In order to bring a korban, you have to have dat. And that's at 13. There's an assumption at 13. Halachically, he's defined as a bar dat. Someone has dat. Another example, we mentioned this previously. He could be a dayan, a judge. If he's a Talmud Chacham at 13, even though he does not stay somewhere, he's not a gadol, he's not an ish. The Rambam in Hilchot Ishut says that until he is 13 and has reached puberty, he is not defined as a gadol or an ish. True, but by dayanut it doesn't say anashim. You need ish. So once he's a bar dat, and that's at 13, the assumption is, even though he's not a gadol yet in the full sense of the word in any way. Another example, Nedarim. The Rambam writes, when he's 11, 12, you check out to see this. You know what he's doing. You know what he's talking about, what he means. Once he reaches 13, you have to check it out. And when he makes a neder, somebody says dedicate something to Hegdesh, any kind of neder, it falls. It's chal. It's a proper neder. Why don't you say when he becomes an ish at 13 and puberty? No, because he just needs dot. That's enough. So we have some fascinating cases where the child is 13. He's not luckily a gadol, but there's been some change. Not just, chazak, an assumption for binik mitzvahs. No, even the oraita mitzvah. The shivcha charufa case, he brings a korban when he's 13. He nedarim, 13, even though he's not necessarily a gadol in the full sense of the word. Dayan, 13, even though he's not a gadol. The Rambam also says by Gairushin, Hilchot Gairushin, that a woman, there's a claim that her husband died. It was during times of war, 9/11. What about a kid? So the Rambam says he reaches 13. Doesn't say gadol. Once again, what we have here is dat. We have an assumption at 13 he's a bar dat. That's the assumption at 13. He has knowledge and understanding, even though he's not a gadol yet. So it's really fascinating. Next time you go to a bar mitzvah, you're thinking about what does it mean to be bar mitzvah. It's beautiful, the lumdus, the analysis. At 13, he's not necessarily a gadol until he's 13 and has simanim, the signs. And that may be months or years. But at 13 has halachically a bar dat. And those mitzvot in the Torah that are dependent on dat, that he has already, and those mitzvahs in the Torah that are dependent on ish, gadol, that he doesn't have yet. So you have to go through each topic in the Torah. Kinyanim. transactions, to buy, to sell, to acquire. Do you need ish? You need dat. Korbano, you need ish, you need dat. Kedushin, do you need ish? Do you need dat? You have to go through all of the Tayyag Mitzvot and see each time what's needed. Ish or dat. It's a fascinating changeover that happens in the Bar Mitzvah from a practical, conceptual standpoint. Shalom.